Hi, welcome back to our channel. My name is Nicole and this is Bryan. Today we are going to discuss about
dreams, Deja vu, and nostalgia theory.
Let's begin. So, what do you think about dreams?
I think dreams are part of our reality, our real life, and it is replayed to us in our sleep, or it is a fragment of reality that pieces up together when we're asleep, and it's a bit of an interesting process inside our brains with some brain waves and stuff.
Is it also because there are so many weird stories in our dreams? Is it because there's some part of our brain that sleeps too when we sleep, but the other part of our brain still active?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that as well, and
I think it's the prefrontal cortex, right?
yeah, it's
The one that sleeps.
Yeah, correct. It's the prefrontal cortex that sleeps because, in reality, in our dreams, it's like.
To give you some framework, the prefrontal cortex is the one that not many of our ancestors have, but because we are Homo sapiens, we have the prefrontal cortex, and then when we are asleep, the prefrontal cortex is sleeping too, to recover itself. But there are some other parts in our brain, like the cortex and also the amygdala and the other part. I forget this. No, the thalamus. I think that's thalamus, right?
Oh, your hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus. The three of them didn't sleep, will never sleep, and the cortex one is the plot, the one that makes the plot of our dreams. The amygdala is the one that sets us in fear when we are having a terrifying nightmare. And I forget about the thalamus, but the thalamus also plays a big part in this.
It's like when you recognize face in your dreams, it is most likely it's from the thalamus, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It pieces up everything you've remembered before, and yeah, it became a dream. It's like a picture book, a scrapbook or stuff.
Let's talk about the childhood now.
Okay, so I think when was the last time you experienced the job?
I experienced childhood just now before we began this talk. But then I realized that some of the childhood happens because of many different things. And then what I've read from some article, there are like three different theories why the childhood happens. The one that I relate the most is the one that explains that the job is like a pieces of memories in your mind that you might record it without you realizing it. So when you are experiencing it, you may be in the same place that you have already have been, or you have been to that place when you were a kid. You have short-term memory. You didn't really remember it, but your brain already recorded it. I think that's.
Yeah, it's like some memories buried deep inside our brains,
Yes.
and at the time it decides
Somehow
to
it feels
uncover.
like it clicks, and you have like a strong feeling that we experience it again and again. And for me, luckily it doesn't happen that often that it gives me like some nightmare. But it comes to me more often when I was a kid.
Actually, I rarely experience deja vu as well right now.
Yeah, like we are not really that deep into ourselves or like really self-discovering anymore. But when we were like transitioning from kid to like teenager.
Okay, the next one is nostalgia.
Nostalgia theory. We didn't really come up with this until we saw the video from Tony Harris that explained about nostalgia theory. He explained this also with Daniel Chu, and we were so intrigued because we have our own experience about nostalgia, and I've experienced nostalgia deeply.
It's like nostalgia is one of our ways of escaping our reality right now. Yeah, I think it has something to do with the roots of humans are escapists.
Yeah, I think we need to insert the articles that we read about these three topics because I think you can also relate to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is kind of more
Especially about
scientific.
Especially about the nostalgia theory because so many things are happening when we are nostalgiaing. It's like a kind of feeling that happens to most of us because it's like a really familiar feeling.
It's like
Yeah, it's like a mixture of sadness, happiness, and comfort.
it's like when you smell or see some other
Yeah,
things.
and so many things
It
when
will trigger.
when the nostalgia happens, it triggers lots of things inside of you. From what I've read, it really is an extraordinary experience.
There's some explanation that one of our brains, especially the right brain, I think, yeah, it regulates what happens when we are experiencing nostalgia. Yeah, so I've read that when we experience nostalgia, that one part of our right brain, I think, it works very hard.
Yeah, I've read about it too.
It was explained in the Johnny Harris video, I think.
I don't really remember, but I really like the visualization.
Yeah, me too. I really like the visual style.
Now we're going to talk to you about our experience, about deeply talking to you, telling you about our experience about these three topics. Starting with the layered dreams, I think layered dreams is one of the most, it's like rare. Not everyone can experience layered dreams, and sometimes it's really not, you cannot really explain why layered dreams happen. Yeah. Bryan just experienced it like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah. So it was like I dreamt about a girl was laying in bed next to me, and she talks a lot, but I don't really remember what she's talking about. And then I want to look at my left and seeing who talks to me, and her face is like so blurry. Like, it's really blurry. It's not like some random face. It's not like your face or our teacher face or whoever's face. It's like really blurred. It's like edited out of my mind. It's very weird how our brain.
So it's just like a figure of a woman.
Yeah, but without a face.
Yeah.
So and then I woke up and I went outside my room about to eat some meatballs, and then my uncle asked me, "Where do you want to go?" And I answered, "I want to go to school." And he looked at me he gives me a long stare, like, "Do you really go to school or stuff?" And then I remembered, yeah, it's 2020, you don't go to school.
Yeah.
You don't go to school. And then I woke up again for the second time. It's like I was in a moving car, like on our way to, I don't know, my way to.
Okay, so it's like he's on the way inside his car, and then I don't remember that part, and then I really woke up. This time I woke up in real life in my bed. Isn't it like terrifying that you don't know when you really wake up?
Yeah, it's very terrifying, and it gives me dizziness, I think. Yeah, because it feels so real. It feels so real.
It's only like a dizziness.
Yeah.
And luckily the plot is not really that terrifying.
Yeah. But it's crazy. It's kind of like Inception.
It's crazy. I've never ever experienced it, and I've never ever watched Inception.
Okay. You should watch it though.
Yeah, but like the introduction is so boring.
Yeah.
It's also a really long movie. I forced my body to, and then when I did the hazard, like proper hazard, it's not really like my knee doesn't bend anymore. So it's like really the strength of my neck, my abs and my lower back, and I was closing my eyes for a moment, but then I once saw me like blackouting.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, I didn't realize that I'm in the blackout phase, but then I remember that I thought of somebody that I don't even ever saw in my life, and I forgot what I was conversationing about. What was the conversation? What I was chatting about? But that feels like a minute of chat. But when my sister is recording me doing that post, that passing post, it was like only a 2 or 3 seconds of movement.
It's like an out of world experience.
I don't know experience like it's like I don't know. And then I was like questioning what happened with your blackout. Is your body still intact inside you or what?
Yeah.
It felt so damn long. And after that brief moment, I can't even remember any single thing about that encounter.
Maybe it's like your brain kind of gives up for a moment with the reality.
It's like I was running out of breath because I didn't breathe. I wasn't breathing because it was painful and I forgot to breathe.
Yeah,
Even though only like
that's,
for a second.
yeah, that's why some people saw happen when they woke up from coma because your brain didn't get any oxygen when you're in a coma.
Oh,
Maybe it's like a mini coma.
Like it's like you're having hallucination.
Yeah.
But if you're hallucinating, is it really like you're talking to someone?
It's very possible though. It's very possible.
Like I never ever watched these people. Like I was talking to two girls or 2 women. I don't know. They are both yeah, but I saw their face, not like your dreams, late dreams that you cannot see the face like this erased. I can see the face.
It's very vivid.
Yeah, it's very vivid. Like, but after I wake up from the blackout, I just don't remember anything.
It's like a dream.
Can you really just thought that it's a dream? Like when you're dreaming, you are like there are really 3 phases of sleeping, right? And it usually happens in your REM. But what about blackouting? When you're blackouting, can I really say that it's blackouting?
Maybe it's a blackout because your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, I guess. It's like
when I was in a blackout. When I was in the blackout, it was like a brief of moment. It was like only a second or 2 seconds. It cannot be called a dream.
Yeah, it's more like blackout.
Mm-hmm.
A second out of this world.
It's like the real first experience of my blackout. Of a blackout.
It's very trippy. Like.
Well, I can't say trippy because it's like out of time.
Yeah, it's like you experience more than 3 seconds, way more than 3 seconds.
I felt like it's like at least 1 minute.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah.
Would you like to experience it again?
Like I really want to experience it again.
Yeah.
You know why?
It's because
you were terrifying
you were breathing.
But as the one that experiences, it's like a real. It's not. I don't like to call it trippy, but I think it's like the positive side of trippy. I don't know. After I did it, I was like praying to God, like talking to God how grateful I am. And I was smiling for the experience. Isn't that crazy? No one will like being grateful for blackout, like right?
But I'd like to experience it somewhere. I don't know.
2 crazy teenagers.
Yeah.
You cannot really trust. It is hard. What do you experience about Deja?
Yeah, the craziest experience in Deja vu, I think it was when I could guess correctly what would my friend borrow from me. It was like in school. I remember everything, you sitting in front of me, and some friends with the exact same layout and and we were talking the exact same topic as the previous. I'm not really sure if that's a previous experience or not, and then a friend came up to me in this previous experience. He wanted to borrow my eraser or a ruler, I forgot. Yeah, I could say that. Do you want to borrow my ruler? Yeah. And he asks, how do you know? And I just answered like it happened before. It happened before.
I can recall it in my mind, right? Like
Yeah. I could recall it in my mind. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Everything
It's like
happened.
we are having our own thing recorded in our mind, and we just cannot even remember when did that happen.
But
It just happened.
It just feels like it happened, but we cannot point out exactly when.
The most prominent experience that I still remember now about the job is when I was in a trip to Georgia with my other three friends. We are in the car. We are exploring Georgia, and we are at this road that I just said to them like I remember this layout. Even though we are in our very first trip together, I remember this layout. I remember I sit in the same place. I remember you sit in the same place. I remember all of this landscape of the city around us and what we are really talking about. But the thing is, after we are doing that, when we are not living that moment, I just totally forgot the experience. Like it's that thing about the chakra.
Yeah.
If you are not in the same right moment and same right place or same right surroundings or whatever, you just cannot remember what happened.
It's like a faint memory.
Faint memory that just your brain just want to recall it now. Like, okay, I want you to recall it now, and that you can call it the chakra.
Yeah, really, something just needs to be there to trigger it, and if it's not there, yeah, you cannot experience the jump.
Do you think it's special? Is it really like only experienced by some number of people?
Yeah, I think that's.
Is it happen only to like more creative side of mind? Like people who are more creative than more scientific?
I think it's more that for people who kind of use their brain more for creativity.
Or like for curiosity, when they are so curious in their very first time.
Yeah,
Like
it's maybe.
intellectual child is.
Yeah, it could be because you want to experience more things as much
when
thing
you're
as possible.
really that observing it, like you are that kid that when you were a kid, you were like seeing everything inside around you and you are seeing them in detail.
Yeah, when you grow up, it feels like it happens again.
Yeah, you can call it like that. It's like another theory of the jungle, right?
Yeah, it is some
it's like
of
the
our upbringing and
yeah.
It's just what it says a part of us. I think.
Is it too complicated to catch up with us? We are talking like so fast from this and that, like jumping here and there. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think actually it's a pretty.
That's a part shuffle. The shuffle is like really jumping here and there.
Because yeah, it is very weird, but our brain can do the rest, like
Yeah, it's really make our life so interesting. Like you sometimes like forgetting about the time.
Yeah, it's like experiencing a glitch in real life.
Glitch in real life. Yeah,
It's very cool.
there's some theories that call glitch, but the shuffle.
Yeah, it's because some people say that the universe is just a giant computer and it's bound to make mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, I have told you it's like a simulation.
Yeah.
That
Okay, we'll get to that later.
the creator wants us to repeat the same thing.
The same sequence of things.
Yeah. So it's like a trippy thoughts.
Explanation.
It's like the trippy thoughts. Not every teenager have that kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of dark.
Yeah, but luckily we don't really get overthinking about it anymore.
We've not in.
We've moved on.
We've not in the face again.
Yeah. Nostalgia theory. Now we are going to talk about nostalgia theory. So I've experienced lots of nostalgia.
Yeah, actually, me too.
Especially when I left my friends after having a trip together for 3 days. That nostalgia things that Johnny Harris talked in his video about, like it's a matter of 4 days until 2 weeks that you experience nostalgia, and then it will be pushed out of the range of your mind, your thoughts, because your circle of thoughts is really not that big, and if you go an extra mile about widening your thought circle, it will like make you crazy because there's so many things you have already in mind.
Your brain got too many things to process.
Yes, that's why like there are some past experience that pushed out from that
Part of
very
our mind.
moment.
If we could do that, we could remember everything and anything inside our mind, and I think we don't really want that.
We really don't want that. Then we can be crazy.
Nostalgia could be triggered by a lot of things, isn't it? Like you could listen to a song by I don't know, musician from early 2000s by Train or something, and you could just went back to that moment in time.
Yeah, even though we haven't born yet.
Yeah, even though we haven't born yet. If like it's like when you listen to Edith Piaf or
Yeah, I think more teenagers now are experiencing nostalgia since like the music you can stream online
is
from
very abundant.
any decades, from any generations. Like we experience lots of things even inside our room.
Yeah. Even it's like it's not even our own memory, but it's like
Yeah. Like we
It's
can
crazy.
also like stream past movies like Golden Age movies or whatever it is. It was weird. Yeah, we can relate to them, right?
even though we haven't experienced anything in that era, like we were born with internet, we were born with automobiles.
That's like what was interesting about the time of our lives.
Yeah.
Like we experience everything even though we are not there, and that's really interesting about nostalgia.
We were longing for something
not
we
really
have never
our
experienced.
own experience, you know. It's never about our own experience.
It's like our desire to go back to the good
Yeah,
old
maybe it
days.
is that our parents, they will like remember this exact music, as for example for a certain event in their life, like the prom, like their
first time meeting each other.
their event, their school event or music event, because that's like in a parallel with their upbringing and life growth. But with us, we are traveling back time without
ever experiencing.
it. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have talked so much, and you don't really catch up with us. I think, but if you catch up with us, just comment down below what do you think is most interesting and which part that we slur the most. You know, like you can talk to us about anything.
And
Give
maybe
us,
if you have any related experience like
yeah, just like talk to each other in the comments section. And if you really like this video, please support us by liking our video. And if you really want us to talk more, just subscribe or whatever. Yeah, you can reach us whenever. We always pin our Instagram contact in the description box. So yeah, goodbye for now. See you
See you.
in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.